So just so you're all warned, we are recording. And we're going to record it so that we can share it with other people who can't make it now, but hopefully will want to check in and watch later. Anyway, so we are going to keep kind of some good conversation going. We'll keep it in the chat. I would say, just so that people, when they come in, can kind of feel welcomed, go ahead and type like where you're here from, and maybe put like what day you started, so people know how much you've how many days you've done so far. So like we'll see how many of us like started day one, how many of us started at near the end or whatever. Some just kind of things like that. Let me make sure I made Tara. Are you a co-host? Not yet. Okay. I want to make you a co-host so you can chat with me, because she's got lots of cool things too. So, all right. Welcome. So excited to have you. I said on, I don't know how many of you got to see it, but like our welcome videos of the morning, I said this morning, I couldn't even sleep last night, and it was weird because I didn't know why, but it was like, I was so excited that like, hey, we made it to day 21, which came super fast. Did it come fast for all of you? Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like, yeah. Yeah. For me, it was just like, oh my gosh. And, anyway, so it came super fast, but I woke up so excited. It was like, we just did something amazing, you guys. We were just shy of 5,000 participants. That is incredible. Like, we are 5,000 strong. I just think that's so cool. 5,000 people got together and for 21 days focused on family and connecting. And I think all of us, from what I'm hearing, just had something incredible happen in their lives. Even me, who's done it before, had a ton of really cool experiences. So it was really fun. And I look forward to hearing from all of you. So the agenda for this evening is just, we put together some slides so that we could tell you guys all these really cool stats, give you some highlights that we have throughout the experiment. Tara and I have been just like throwing stuff together for you, just kind of like the whole experiment has been just throwing stuff together as fast as we can. And then we'll go over all that, and then we definitely want to hear from you. So we're gonna get your feedback as we're talking, but we also we'll leave some time at the end for Q&A discussion. Like we want to hear from you guys. So yeah, to know that. All right, I am going to share my screen now. Does that sound like a good, oh, actually, let me introduce, so team members that are on right now. We've got Michelle. Do you want to say hi, Michelle, and tell them what you've done for the project?
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm in Southern Utah, and I'm the social media manager. So I'm not all the responses that you get. That would be more Tara than me if someone responded. But I post everything and got everything synced that way. Not everything. That's also Tara. I can't take full credit. So.
No, yeah, she has been incredible. She joined after our influencers meeting, and she just took the bull by the horns and just ran, and she's been such a valuable asset. So if any of you guys are wanting to, jump on too, this thing just keeps getting bigger and faster. So just always know that we love team members. We make good friends. We promise. Tara, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Tara Parker, and I've been working on the social media and a lot of the behind the scenes fun things and the interviews. It's been so fun to work with all of these experts and hear all the amazing things they've had to say. And I love seeing everybody's posts and likes and comments. I know we've got some of our top contributors here at the after party, so
we recognize you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Tara's been really, really incredible at just staying on top of all those, getting comments, reading your comments. I try to get on there and do it, but she's been really, really on top of it. She's always sharing the cool experiences with all of us. So we've really appreciated that. So thank you, Tara. You are amazing and wonderful. She also wrote our press release for us. So that was really a task. Lisa, do you want to introduce yourself? Oh, you're muted. Sorry.
I unmuted myself. I'm Lisa Levitt. I'm from San Diego, and I love family history. I don't know. What else do you want me to say? Just what I've loved about it.
Sure. Yes.
So, was it the other Lisa?
No, that's okay. Keep going. You're great. You've been on all our Zooms, so
listen. I just saw there was another Lisa. I didn't see that before. I'm so sorry. No,
why is she asking me to introduce myself? I'm sorry.
I know. I've been on all the Zooms. Oh, Lisa, let's hear from you.
The other Lisa who was talking is one of our top contributors as well.
Yes, which makes you important as well. All of us are important. We're great. This is a great team. This is a great crowd. So you are part of the team, Lisa, whether, you know, you're totally fine. Okay, Lisa.
All right, I'm Lisa Pappenfuss, and I have been helping with the graphics, and that's been a lot of fun.
And she's been here from day one too. And so she's done more than just graphics. Let's just make that clear. She's done a lot. She's been awesome. Okay, cool. So that's everyone. I'm Olivia Jewell. You probably, I don't know if you've heard from me or not, but anyway, I just love this stuff and found a bunch of really cool people to make something amazing happen. So that's my part. I just found the cool people. Anyway, okay, I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see. And go ahead and keep, if you haven't had a chance to stay, wait, I want to share my full screen. I don't want to mess with. Go ahead and put in the comments if you haven't had a chance to say where you're from and what day you started, what day you're at, if you started a little late, whatever. This is not the screen I was going to share, this one. Okay, so 21-day experiment after party. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about, sorry, I keep clicking, is just the experiment successes. So our stats, these are kind of some fun things. We had a team meeting earlier today and we went over all the different things with surveys and websites and social media. So we thought you guys would think it was kind of fun to see, because to me, the biggest part of this, the biggest takeaway is that I want everyone that was involved to feel like they're part of a community and know that the resources will keep coming. Because I think that's been one of the biggest feedbacks I've gotten is just that people are like, oh, it's ending, but I don't want to stop, you know? And I'm like, we just want to keep that community available to anyone who wants to be part of it. So the final survey count of people who joined by today was 4,925. Well, it was more than that a half hour ago. So I didn't update it, but yeah, I mean, we are almost to 5,000. I just think that is super, super cool. And of course, we have a few people on our team who are just dreaming huge and want to just help more and more people hear about it. And so like to us, that's kind of the invitation is like, let's take this to more people and tell them how awesome it was. And these resources are already here. We've already put the time in to create them. So we'll keep them here, you know, and that's ahead. And I jumped ahead of myself. Okay. Pre-experiment mood. Tara, do you want to unmute yourself? Because you might have things to add too, but you don't have to. So this is, I just thought you guys would like to see some of this stuff. So we are going to publish the results of the differences between the first and final survey, the pre and post survey. But obviously we only have over 100 responses right now, just a little over 100. So that will hopefully grow over the next couple weeks. And then probably in a couple weeks, we'll just start publishing the results and showing like the differences we had. But this was the initial responses on this. So you can see most people weren't too moody. And it was interesting because if you've taken the survey recently, you'll notice this question was kind of a broad scale, what's your mood? But when you got into the nitty gritties where it broke down specific questions more about anxiety and depression, you found that a lot more people were feeling feelings like that. On almost all of those more difficult questions, like half of the people were either sometimes, so we're in the group of sometimes to always feeling anxiety or depression, unlovable. There was 4 questions that went along with that, but I didn't paste all of those in here, but I just wanted you guys to know, like, we're coming into this and during COVID pandemic, we're all kind of struggling, and people were really honest, I feel like, about the fact that they were feeling some of those feelings, which I thought was really cool because I think that will give us something really interesting and neat to measure at the end to see if that improved. And then, of course, this is fun to see just so that we know. More than half of the people weren't doing family history like at all, not really engaging in any type of family history before the experiment started. And then we had our diehards here, which I don't fall into that category. I was probably down here at that point, but so that kind of just shows you, we did bring in a lot of people who are already family historians or genealogists, but we also reached a whole bunch of people that weren't, you know, so I thought that was really, really cool. So congrats to everyone who helped spread the word, because we brought in a lot of people. And that to me is a huge success of this whole experiment, is that we brought in people, helped them realize that family history can be cool, cool, fun, and powerful. And then here's our regions. So you can't see the percentages on here because it's not live, but you can see the tiny little slivers. So I thought this was super cool. Obviously, those of us who started it, the team, we're all from this Mountain West region. So obviously the people we reached out to were near us. And so that's going to be kind of a given that that's going to be big. But I loved that when you got in here, you had a good chunk of British Isles, continental Europe, Africa was represented. Like all of these are represented. And that is so, so cool to me. Just how many people from so many different regions were represented and came. And it gets even crazier when we look at website stats. So we had almost 16,000 users come to the website. That's independent new users who came, explored. I told you guys this, some of you were there earlier in a Zoom meeting when I said, people are staying on the website for 3 minutes, an average of 3 minutes. And I was like, that is incredible. They're not just like coming and like, oh, I'm not interested. Like they're coming, they're exploring, they're getting resources, they're learning. And I thought that was a huge success that many people were coming. 73 different countries you can see down here. Like that's so cool. You can see this map. I thought the map, does anyone like, feel free to insert. I don't care. I don't need to like just talk, guys. I'm just I just think that's incredible. 73 different countries came and participated in this. 58 different languages. The top ones were English, Spanish, and French. And so we as a team, like as we're talking about it, we're going to start trying to get all of the graphics translated for sure into Spanish and French first, so that people can do this in other countries and spread the word in other countries and be able to maybe grow, whatever, maybe have teams in different countries that are spreading the word and getting that out. So that's cool, right? I can't see the comments because I don't remember.
Oh, I've got it up, but okay. We've just been chatting about how people have been doing it with others. Like Yvette, did I say that right? Hopefully I said that right. She was doing it with her siblings and her dad, and they participated every day from 3 different states, which is kind of fun, a way to connect.
Super cool.
Yeah, and then, even with family members who aren't doing the challenges, by sharing on Facebook and Instagram, that brings, the whole family in too. So.
Yeah. Well, I love that because the survey was taken and I forgot to put that slide in, but on the website also, we had the stats on each page and I can read those to you. So the family plan had 12,000 views. So of that, of 1,600 people or 16,000 people who came to the site, 12,000 of them were interested in the family plan. I thought that was really incredible because that means like it's moms, it's dads who are coming on and saying, I want to do this with my family. You know what I mean? Grandparents too. So that mom or dad or grandma may have signed up, but their whole family benefited. So that number of 5,000 gets a lot bigger when you consider all the kids that were reached and the families that were reached. And so many, you'll hear in some of these stories, like from other people's highlights, I feel like so many of the responses were, oh, I had this really cool connection with my grandkid or my family, my extended family. So no, their family wasn't signed up, but they got these benefits too. So it's just so fun to see that. So the family plan was 12,000. The, what's AM? I wrote them so fast. What was the other plans, guys?
About Me.
Oh, About Me. Thank you. This had 6,000. So that was about half the amount of people, which I think is also really cool. Sam is an incredible example. Like I loved reading his About Me, the way he tapped into himself on About Me. Like I just thought that was super cool because I could watch the connections he was making with his extended family because he was tapping into the About Me. Like, sorry, Sam, to put you on the spot, but I do that sometimes. But to me, like reading his stories that way, I was like, oh my gosh, because when we first put the About Me plan on there, I was like, but it's supposed to be about connecting. Is that really going to help people connect? And watching everyone, like I obviously got over it really fast, but watching the experiment, it's like, yes, it totally does. Tapping into those questions. So that was really fun. My tree is done. We got 3,365 people visited that one. So a lot of people think their tree is full and hopefully they discovered that it wasn't. The teen plan had 3,000 people, 3,030. So that's awesome, right?
Yeah, yay teens.
Yay teens. Yeah, they totally came through for us. Thank you to a few really cool teens who were making really cool videos. That was definitely helpful, I'm sure. Anyway, so that's some kind of cool stats. The next one was the Build Your Own plan, which I think is cool.
Yeah. And that's the majority of where everybody is from tonight. I think just about everybody said they were doing the build your own plan. So
that's definitely what I did.
We've
I was
got
like,
trailblazers here tonight.
trailblazers. We should get tags that say we're trailblazers. I love it. So yes, and then this one's just a few stats we just pulled together really quick just for fun to show like the engagement on social media. I'm starting at the bottom because that's just the one I remember, but 1,200 Instagram followers, 2,100 Facebook group members, people who like actually signed up, took the survey, everything. And then let's see, 11,500 post comments and reactions. That one was on Facebook. I forgot to add the Facebook part of that. 18 live interviews. We did 18 live interviews with 18 different awesome people. It was really fun. I haven't even gotten to watch all of them yet. So if you haven't had a chance to watch, we had a lot of really cool influencers in the community. We had a lot of just incredible. We're pulling quotes from those now just to just give to the community because there was so much really good stuff. Psychologists, different people in the psychology field, and then also people in the family history space, people just in the family space that weren't necessarily into family history, but just into connecting. Like, I just thought it was Tara did an amazing job of gathering a really good mix of people, and they were really powerful interviews. So definitely check those out. We've got YouTube, we've got Facebook, and Instagram. All three platforms have all the interviews on them. And then the last one, I don't actually know. Tara, tell us what this one means. I'm not a social media expert. What the 27 or Michelle, one of you, expand on what that means.
Oh, so that's impressions. That's just how many times it popped up in somebody's feed. So how many times someone saw it as they were scrolling. So for an itty bitty 700 liked Facebook page, 27,000 is okay. And it is totally in part to everyone sharing. Every time you mentioned it, every time you shared a memory, like that's all of you guys right there. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. That's super true. I love it. It was just fun. Like seeing the stats, it's just like, and I've said this before, but I'll say it again. When we started, Devin asked me today in our team meeting, he said, I think it'd be interesting if we would have asked everyone, how many people do you think will join? And I said, I honestly was thinking like 200. So 5,000, that's significant, you know? So, and we did that, all of us, you guys, you're part of this. So thank you for spreading the word. Okay. So this is kind of fun. Not everyone's on here, but these were our Facebook top contributors. And since it made the stat, we made them a special badge. So thank you to all of you on here. I know I read a ton from all of these people on Facebook. I read a lot of these, and they had some really cool stories to share. So if you're on there, which I know Ramona's in here, I don't have everyone. I can't see everyone, but we have a special present for you. We made you a badge because we're dumb and we think it's fun. So we made you a little badge, so we'll message it to you. I should definitely give Sam one because he was definitely our highest one on Twitter. I'll get you one too, Sam. And then, anyone else, if you feel like you were a top contributor, just let me know because they didn't give us that stat on Instagram, so we couldn't pull it. But anyway, if you're on this list, I'll send you it via Messenger. And then I know there was, Sue McNeely, she was also really great on Twitter too. So there's a couple that were very consistent on Twitter. So we'll definitely give that badge to anyone who is awesome and helpful. So thank you. That's our big thank you. Kate, this is a really fun part. We're going to talk about a couple of highlights that we pulled from the project. I'm going to let Tara kind of go into this, and I'll just click as you tell me to.
Oh, okay. So this was my favorite part of the experiment, is seeing what you were doing. My Heritage, of course, made a big splash with everyone colorizing their photos. So this is just one of like many. So we loved seeing those colorized photos. We can go ahead and go on to the next one. This post, I don't know if you guys remember this one, but I loved it. Yeah, I see some nods. It was her fourth great grandmother's dress, and it's the great granddaughter wearing it. I would die of happiness if I could wear my ancestors that far back dress. So I love those connections. So that was definitely a highlight. And then there's Ramona's. I just thought it was so fun, seeing the FaceTiming, and what a great way to connect with our grandkids and our moms and dads and grandparents. And those are cute kids. They're adorable.
Thank you. That's a granddaughter that was just born April 30th.
Aw,
Congrats.
congratulations.
See, that is so fun. So
This is our first granddaughter. We have 3 grandsons, but
Oh, she's
granddaughter.
gonna be spoiled.
Mhm.
What I love about this one is that it just like helped people see, like, it's all about the living family connections. Like, I really hope people take that away, that living family connections are just as important, when it comes to family history. Both are important, so I love that.
Yeah, for sure. And then we are just so grateful for all the contributions from everyone who took part. Like, we loved that Sue just jumped in and she made her own plan. And we actually heard quite a few people who joined on and did Sue's plan, which is fantastic, because there's no one right way to do your family history. There's a lot of different ways. So that one was a really fun one.
Well, yeah, my own sister was like, I hope you're not offended, but I used her plan. And I was like, no, that's fantastic. Please do. Like, obviously, the more resources, the better. So I love that.
Mm-hmm. And this one was another top one. Just such a fun idea. She made let's see. She's 4 of each card, a matching game, so they can go fish, trivia. And I love that because it's reaching, and 142 other people loved it too. It's reaching people or reaching kids at their level, and it's so fun. I kind of want to do that this summer for my kids. So
Love it.
yeah. And this was like way back at the beginning, when we talked about names. And look how happy that little guy is. He was so excited to learn about who he was named after. And just a simple, quick activity. I think that's a good highlight of how family history can be fast and simple and fun. I do believe he's having some fun.
And powerful, all at the same time.
Yes, and powerful. I loved this one. She created her own graphic. I'm going to read what she said, and you can read along too. What I learned from this 21-day experiment is that even when we're quarantined, we can be united. My goal is to even continue the unity with my loved ones who have passed on and those currently surrounding me. Family history unites all of us around the world. And she just said that so beautifully. And if this experiment could do, one thing, we wanted us to all be able to connect, and loved that. I loved that.
Yes.
Oh, this was another adorable example. They had a family story about a little accident that happened in the car, and so she taught this story to her sons by having them paint cars, and then she told them the story and went into the moral of the story. And it was just a fun, active way to get her kids involved in family history, and learn a lesson. So super fun.
Definitely something family history is good for, is teaching lessons. That's what I use all my dad stories for, is making sure my kids know what not to do, right?
Yeah. So for me with this experiment, I totally learned so much from everyone who commented, everyone who shared. Like, it definitely made me happier than I was at day one, because I see other people like doing good things and doing hard things, and I just really enjoyed learning from everybody.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Tara. Like, thank you for going through them and finding some gems. There's so many more out there, so I'm really grateful for that. Okay, future plan. So this, we will just let you know kind of what we're thinking for the future. We had a lot of people asking, and at first it was just, oh, we're just going to do this for 21 days and that's it, right? But then the longer we went, the bigger it got, and it was just getting crazy, and people are, asking and jumping on board. And so it's like, great, okay, let's make some future plans. So as of right now, but just know, all of you who are here, you're totally welcome to contribute to ideas and whatever, but we'll let you know kind of what we've come up with as a team. And you can give us some good feedback and tell us what you'd like to see. And like I said at the beginning, to me, it's super critical that everyone within the community knows that they can continue to be within it. Even if they didn't do the 21 days, they can stay here and get resources and connect with each other. Because like I said, when I was talking to my friend earlier, it was just like, oh, I'm sad that connection is going to be gone, because there is something connecting us with that 21 days. So we want to keep that, like, hey, we were part of this original experiment and we are awesome because of that. So keep connecting. Here's how we're going to do it. So we have some bonus resources. So we're going to basically start providing we won't probably have like the daily prompts. We're not necessarily planning on having daily prompts continuing forward, but we do plan to continue to have prompts and ideas. So a few of those kind of campaign concepts that we've put together are, we want to have some holiday and event ideas. So like for the 4th of July or Memorial Day, there will be some different content. So anytime a holiday is coming up, if you want to get a good idea for family history, like come and just jump onto one of our social platforms and you'll be able to see some ideas there. Connections Live. Tara, do you want to tell them what you're thinking with that? Because that was kind of her brainchild, and I'm really excited for it.
Well, I was so inspired by all of the individual stories, and like when you're going through Facebook and Instagram, you look at what people are commenting and liking, and it's when each of you were sharing a bit of yourself. So we want to highlight more of these stories. We want to share more of what you are doing, and share more of you. So we're hoping to highlight people from our community and the stories that inspire them. So,
which will be super cool. I think we're going to try to make it live on the website too, because you guys saw the stat difference. Like we've got 16,000 people coming to the website, but only, a couple thousand in each social media. So we're going to try to get like a blog style, not like actual blog posts, but just, the concept of having this updating feed that has your guys' stories coming live and the different people out there who share and are willing to share with the community, so that people who come to the website can see and read and hear these testimonials and these experiences and hopefully be encouraged and inspired to try it themselves. So yes, I'm excited for that. Like, Tara wanted to do it during the experiment, but we were all on overload. And so we were like, we'll do it after, as soon as it's done during the 21 days. Travel connections. So that one, we were just thinking it's summertime. So we're going to put together some really cool ideas for how you can connect on travel. We actually have a huge list. I just shared some of the highlights. We have a huge list of things we want to do, but there's only like 10 of us. So we'll see if we can pull them all off. And then there's a summer family challenges, just like different challenges. Tara, you say on that, you're good at selling that, like helping them see it.
Oh, we want people to keep having fun with their families. So like, I know people really enjoyed that My Heritage, like coloring it. At the beginning, people were recreating old family photos, and I think that's fantastic. All these kids are out of school for the summer, so we want to provide some ideas of fun things you can do. Like my cute daughter loves Minecraft, so I told her she could get on and play Minecraft if she rebuilds her ancestors' homes. so we're just trying to come up with fun challenges to keep you guys and your friends and family having fun with family history this summer.
And I just saw Sam's comment, and I think that's a really good idea to do interviews on the website. So we'll probably have like a playlist from YouTube, and then we can put a feed on the website. I like that idea a lot. So people can come and see just those resources. We'll just have to find a good spot to put it. But yeah, great idea. Great idea. So yeah, keep them coming. Keep adding those ideas. We'll open it up in a minute too. But yeah, keep telling us the ideas of what you would like to see continuing forward as far as resources. And keep inviting your friends. That's another big one. Like, keep telling people, just because it's over, just because the first 21 days is over doesn't mean that they can't jump in and start it. We just updated our website yesterday so that they can see, so that when people come now, it doesn't say starting May 1st, it says start now on your own. And if you haven't seen it yet, we've made an announcement that we're going to do another one in October. So we decided, since October is Family History Month, we're going to go ahead and do another group experiment in October. So start thinking now of people that you think could definitely benefit. If you don't think they would do it on their own, but they would be interested in doing it on a big level. We've gotten tons of feedback, so we're looking into trying to get like some type of, probably not texting, because those are like thousands of dollars, but some type of notification system so people can get notifications on their phones or whatever. If we can figure something out in the interim, if you have any expertise in that area, we'll take the help, because we're still looking. But anyway, any ideas like that, like that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to make the next experience a little more even user friendly, but we want to definitely bring it to you guys. And definitely just have some more challenges, some more interactivity. So that's what we're hoping to get from you guys tonight. Ideas like, what could it make? Obviously, we threw this one together in 2 weeks, so we're not offended by anything that you tell us would make it better, because we know we didn't have time to even do all the things we wanted to do, and it's okay. But if we're going to have 5 months interim, and we have time to really put some things in place that could make the experiment more of a success, we'd love to hear that from you guys. We'd love to know what would make it more helpful. So anyway, so join us in October. I've found that when I've done the experiment, I lull, right now I'll probably stay with it every day for a few days. And then by October, I'll for sure be like, I need it again, because I'm not doing it at all again. So if you're that way, come join us and invite friends, bring them in if they could benefit, So, and then if you haven't, that's a good question. I haven't asked for many interactive questions that I was going to, but have you taken the survey yet? Put yes in the thing, or thumbs up or thumbs down. If you've taken it, great. If you haven't, make sure you do. We have it, we sent the email. I don't know. Have we posted it on social media, Michelle? Is she in here still? I haven't noticed it today. Is it up, Tara? Do you know? We'll post it for sure if we haven't.
Yeah.
It'll be posted, a link to get to the final survey page. And then it will be a pop-up on the home page soon too. So, good job, David. Good job. Actually, I know he did, because he sent me a message, and you can only send it if you've gone through the process. So that's good. Anyway, so with that said, I actually wanted to show you guys. Well, first I want to say congratulations. You made it here. Woohoo! Go Roxanne. That's awesome. So congratulations for making it to that point. I do want to show you, just in case you haven't had a chance to see what it looks like. So here's our post-experiment page, and this is where the survey is. And then it'll just pop through the questions. I don't know. There's about 22 questions. But it's fast. Don't worry. It's like the first one. It's the exact same thing, obviously. We just added a few feedback questions. And please feel free to just expand, because the more feedback you give us, the better we with this. So we would love any feedback you're willing to give us. And then make sure you click on that button that I just clicked on. I'm going to go to it again so you don't miss it. Because this experiment complete page, it also comes up at the end of the survey. Hopefully you won't miss it. I should make it in huge words. But come to this page, because what we did was we were like, we want a cool page at the end where they can come and feel like they succeeded and feel like that. So come in here, and we are going to basically invite you to just to stay involved in the community, stay involved in the project, because the project is, let's measure the benefits and let's tell the world. And so we've done the experiment, we're measuring the benefits, now let's tell the world. So share your experiences. We have a way you can share them on the website, but share them with your friends, share them with your family, just tell the world. And then invite friends to participate. We know we're doing it in October. They're totally more than welcome to do it. In the meantime, we've got all the resources already there that there's going to be more. So invite them to come do it, and then stay connected with us on social media, because as you've heard, we'll have a lot more going on over the coming months. Then we created some really fun swag for you. So we just did some shareables. Basically, you could post this on your Facebook, or for that banner, and these you can just share on any social media, but mainly we just want to get people talking about it, get them talking about it, get them experiencing it, and giving it a try. And then this was just kind of a crazy idea, but I was like, I want a shirt, I want to show. So I have to show you guys, because this one I think is super cool. I was like, can we have one that says I participated in the first experiment? So this is only you guys get this. So only you guys get access to this. So you got to grab one now. I think we're going to, I don't know if she did it yet, but we might have a few more colors available soon.
And one of them was orange, and that's my favorite.
Oh, good. I'm super happy to hear that. Because like last night, I'm like, let's put all the colors. And she was like, oh, slow down. It's okay. So anyway, we'll get more. Just tell me and I'll make sure we get more colors. So if you want more, just let me know. So anyway, but yeah, like, and there's a sticker too. So if you don't want a shirt, if you're not into t-shirts, there's a sticker that says first experiment participant. So you can put on your water bottle or your laptop or whatever. But you got to grab those things that are like, hey, we are part of this first experiment. We are awesome. And we're going to spread the word and tell the world. And when it's like really big someday, we can say, I was part of the first one. So anyway, that's my like excitement I wanted to tell you about. Oh, and then at the bottom down here, there is a form that we totally invite you. If you'd like to be part of the team, people have randomly said things and we haven't always been able to get back with them. Please submit a form, just a response here. Tell us what you'd like to how you'd like to participate. We'll take you. We'll take help. We need it, you know, because it just keeps getting bigger and we keep getting more requests. So we'd love to have you as part of the next experiment. We're going to introduce new plans. And so when we do that, we could totally use help. So if you have some daily idea prompts and you think, oh yeah, this would be really great on a plan, go ahead and submit it here. That's a great way. We even gave you a spot to put a picture. So if you have an experience, so you can submit testimonials here, you can submit anything, any feedback you'd like to give us. And I'm so sorry it took this long because so many people kept asking, how do we reach you guys? How do we see who's here? And I guess I'll show you that page too. We did finally put an about page. I was promising it from week 1 and we finally got it up yesterday. You're welcome. Just kidding. But anyway, we got the about page up, which now has all the text that was originally on the home page, but then it also just has all the team members listed. And then another way to some news articles, and then another way to submit. It's that same form. So you can find it in a couple places. Anyway, so I think that's it on that front. I think I lost my share thingy or my, let's see, I'll just downsize this and see if I lost it. Oh no, I didn't. There it is. So congrats. And then I feel like I had one more slide. Okay, Q&A. So I will stop sharing and then let's talk. Let's just see. We don't have such a huge crowd that we can't just talk and discuss. So I would just love, oh, I have totally lost my share button though. So to unshare will take a second. There we go. Stop share. So I just want to hear from you guys. I know you've been chatting along the way, but like we'll take feedback. Tara has a couple questions we specifically wrote down. Do you have those, Tara? So we can ask those if we need, but I really want to hear any cool experiences or whether you experienced something really powerful or you read anyone else's experience that we totally need to share in here because this is being recorded so that other people can hear it. Please share those or ideas, feedback, anything. I'm opening it up. If you want to raise your hand in here, you can. We can call on you to keep it simple, I guess. But yeah. I'm opening up questions.
And maybe to start, I would love to hear like how you heard about the challenge and why you wanted to do it. Like what made you interested in joining?
I don't remember how I heard about the challenge, but I have wanted to do family history work for a while and have tried I took the family history class twice and tried a couple of different ways. And this just seemed like another really great way. And it has really worked for me. And I was going to share, I found out that I really like gathering stories. And it's just been so fun to say to my dad, who's still alive, and my husband's mom, hey, these are the stories I want you to tell me. And I'm going to call you in a couple of days, so think about it. And then I just put my phone on speaker and I iPod on record, and I've just gotten all these really amazing stories. So I told my husband last night that I told his mom I want some stories about Dale when he was little, and he's like, oh, she won't tell you the bad stories, she'll only tell you the good ones. But I think that will be really fun. I just think it will be fun to have. And that was the first thing I asked my dad, was stories about when each of us, the siblings, were born and how we got our name, because that was on one of the days. And that was really fun. And then just to go back, I've been asking him about my great aunts and uncles that he knows really well, but I don't know their stories, and his parents and his grandparents, and been doing the same thing with Dale's mom. So that's been my favorite part, is gathering the stories, getting more of the details, and then having it in their voices. My daughter's serving a mission in Italy, and she's still in pretty lockdown quarantine. And when I told her about it, she goes, "Oh, Mom, can I listen to those?" And she just said it's been so fun to hear her grandma and granddad's voice when she's brushing her teeth or when she's getting ready for bed, and just to hear a story or two. It's really helped her too. So that was just, good for my heart that she could enjoy it too. So.
Thank you. That's fantastic. Does anyone else have like a experience they want to share?
Well, I'll share one.
Okay.
I have lots, but I'll share one. So, I don't know if everybody who's on this call is a member of the church. My dad and his wife are not a member of the church that I belong to. And so my dad's wife was reading stuff that I was posting, and she was talking to me, and she asked if I would help her with some of her family history. And so last Sunday we did a FaceTime call, and she would share her screen. I was there and teaching her how to do family search, use family search and do all of that. And, if I hadn't been posting what I was doing every day, she wouldn't have seen that, and that would have never happened, And I have friends within my community here who also are not, part of my church, and, where we really encourage family history and that. And they have made comments on some of my posts and are trying to implement some of those things. And so, in addition to like benefits like within my family, I think it's been really neat to have some of these experiences with friends in the community, and then my dad's wife. Like that's
I love that. I heard myself echo. I love that because like it's part of your faith and your belief system, and it means a lot to you. So it's fun to have a way to share that with people. So I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're helping them.
Yeah.
And you're getting
absolutely.
them.
Yeah.
And you're getting them excited about connecting with their family. Yeah. Right. Which is something that's really important to me. So I loved that. I loved it. Just, not that I'm trying to pat myself on the shoulder or anything, but it made me, I'm going to get emotional. It made me feel good that by posting something that I love to do could help people who aren't even part of my family.
Yes.
So. Yeah.
Well said. Really well said. I love that. We should use that as a testimonial. Can we use that? Can I get you? I love that. It's really well said because it connects way more than just your own family, and it's powerful for them too. That's cool. Lynn, were you raising your hand?
Yes. Just two experiences I had. There's been this family. I've got a different accent to the rest of you. So
I love it.
But we love it.
I had this family over in Wales that everyone was getting confused with, because I had Thomas married to Jane, and I had his brother John married to a Jane, and they both had the same sentence. I had two Jane Howes. Because of this experiment, I've actually been able to sit down and work it all out. And Thomas is married to Jane Howe, and yes, John is married to Jane Howe, but they're two different Janes.
Oh, yes.
From two completely different families. So I got all that sorted out, and I was so proud of myself. And then I put my tree up on Find My Past, My Heritage and Ancestry, my birth tree, because I've got a stepfather. I decided to put my birth tree up, and I got a hint. and it said that my birth father's family were from the same village that my mother's family was from. So I rang my mother and I'm saying, did you know that my great-grandparents lived on the same street that you were born on? And she went, oh, I think I remember that. And I said, well, did the families know each other? She went, you know your birth father and I distant related, don't you? And I went, what? But it works out that it comes through that line I was working on the week before. So it comes through Thomas and John's line, and I thought, wow. So now I've just got to connect it all together and see exactly how we're related. My brother nearly fell off his chair when I told him. So he said, so we're siblings and cousins at the same time.
I know. Isn't it fun to discover the crazy things in your family? It's awesome. Fred wants to know what time it is where you are.
That would be Lisa.
Oh.
10:51 a.m.
Oh, okay.
10:51
So
a.m.
I'm on Friday morning, so you're talking to the future?
I am. That's pretty cool, guys.
Cool.
That's pretty awesome. I'm being recorded in the future. Time travel. Who knew it was a real thing? That's fantastic. Thank you, Lynn.
I have a question for Lynn too. How did you find out about the experiment? Because you do have a cool accent and you are so far ahead of us in time. So I'd love to hear how we got lucky enough to get you.
I think it might have been through one of the BYU Facebook pages I'm on, because I did a family history certificate through BYU Idaho through Pathway. So I think it was on there. But I tell you, I'm going to be promoting this like crazy. I'm not a family history consultant anymore. I'm a seminary teacher now. Mm-hmm. But my husband's a consultant, and I work at one of the state family history centers. So I'm really going to be promoting this.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, we'll take you on the team if you want to help us think for the Australian people.
Okay, not a problem. I'm there.
Shoot me an email. We'll love it.
Okay.
Ramona, did you have something you wanted to say? I couldn't tell. Do you want me to unmute you? Hold on. Maybe. I pushed it twice. That was my bad. I don't know how to unmute you. It won't let me.
She's muted herself. I think she has to unmute herself.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, you got it.
Okay, so I'm a new family history consultant, and I went to Roots Tech for the first time this year and came home just like, whoa! Explosion. But there's so many things I can talk about, but the thing I think that's been most exciting for me is the things I've learned with Family Search this month, and it's tiny steps for me because I'm just figuring it out. In fact, I had my first chat with someone today on Family Search, and it was just so interesting. The poor guy, I told him, I said, can you believe I'm a family history consultant? Heaven help the person who comes to me for help. But somebody in our ward, in our congregation, had asked me for help, and we met twice, and I certainly learned more from her than I did, then I helped her. But it's been really fun to explore. I mean, the storytelling is my piece that I love, but learning more about Family Search has been fun for me this month.
Yeah, no, thank you. That's true. There's always so many cool tools available, and they're all free. It's so wonderful. Yeah. So yes, thank you. And don't worry, we all learn from the people we teach. That's like how the world goes around, right? So Carl's got something, yeah?
I do. Ramona just happens to be my sister. And she's the one that got me, she challenged me to participate in this endeavor for 21 days. She's been trying to get me to work on my life story. And so I had a chance to do some of that. I found a history that my mother had compiled of my grandmother's, her mother's life. And so there were two different versions of that. So I spent some time putting those into one document and making them available so that we can, actually it's already been shared on Family Search. My sister Ramona did that for me. And it's just been a really great week for me, or a great 3 weeks. I've participated in lots of different ways. I wrote some life stories go into that effort. I worked on my grandmother's history. Also found a letter that my grandmother's cousin sent her in 1958. And so I had some joy of discovering a little bit about his life. He lived in the state of Washington, and I'm in Oklahoma. And my grandmother lived most of her life in Oklahoma. And so that was kind of exciting. I gave a eulogy at a funeral for one of my mother's sisters week before last, maybe it was. And as part of that eulogy, I shared some of the history that I had learned about our grandmother. And so that was enlightening. And I thought Ramona would tell this, but she did. The best thing we did, she came up with the idea that on Mother's Day, she and I and another sister and another sister's husband, that sister has dementia and doesn't communicate much anymore. But we had, on Mother's Day, we had about an hour plus Zoom meeting where we communicated and shared either memories or some item that reminded us of our mother. And it was really special. And my sister that has dementia / Alzheimer's, whatever it is, she's got, most of the time when we've been together in this kind of an effort, she hasn't participated, but she said several things during that meeting that day. And I think the spirit was really strong as we had a chance to share some great, wonderful memories of our mother. So that was special. And I want to thank Ramona for challenging me. So I think what is going to happen for me now is I'm now in a routine of doing some family history regularly. I had a cousin call me today out of the blue, and he's not a member of the church, but he wanted to know some information about his grandfather's family, as well as some about my family. And so he didn't have time for me to try to share with him how to get on to Family Search, but that's my next step. I'll give him back another call and help get him set up on there. So anyway, it's been great.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Ramona, did you have something you were going to add? No? Okay. No, I just love that. And I think that's what's cool. It's so powerful, and it's cool for everyone of every different background and every different faith. And it's just super powerful all around. So thank you for sharing that. All right. Any others that you want to say before I ask a couple questions? Okay. If you want to, just let us know. But I do have a couple. So I'm curious what your guys' favorite daily prompt was. What was your favorite? Like, if you had to pick one thing that you did during this, like, what was your favorite one that's definitely worth a repeat? And you can say it out loud, or you can put it in the comments, whichever is best for you.
Well, there were a lot, but one that just jumped out to me first off when you asked was just the finding out about your name. That gave me an opportunity, to call both my mom and dad and ask them. I mean, I thought I kind of knew it, but so that was kind of interesting. But then I also took it a step further. And that's why I haven't posted yet today, because my goal is to finish this by today. And so my name, and then I also asked about their names. I asked if they knew about their parents' names. Like, I just kind of let it keep, I kind of built on it. But then the main thing was, for each child. I still have my and I went into great detail. I mean, not just how we chose it and all of that, but I even gave like, you know, the real meaning, kind of the history of it. I went online, did some research. And so I really dug into it, and then I've sent it to each of them. And like my oldest daughter said when she got it, it made her cry. So anyway, so that's one of the things that kind of jumped out to me when you asked that. I mean, there were a lot of other things too, but that was kind of fun, and I just tried to take it a little bit further.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's a perfect example. Is there any other favorites? Yeah. Can you unmute yourself probably? Yeah.
So, hey everybody. So I did the About Me. I really liked the timeline, like writing my life timeline, which, you know, in reflection, for some people that might be a lot more consuming of an effort. Mine was a medium amount of time effort. And it was nice kind of looking at like something that happened in my life each year, even if it was just like an event, like a US event, you know, like I don't remember something that happened when I was 3 or whatever, but like I would look at my family history and I'd be like, oh yeah, my great grandmother passed away this year, a grandfather passed away this year, you know, I might not remember something else, but that was kind of cool. I liked the like finding some, like making a story from pictures. Like I just went and I found some old pictures from like a pile of collection things that I have. Also like little things like my first job, like writing about my first job, writing about my friends, writing about like things that I love, different traditions. It was just kind of cool getting me to think, because I do family history every day, like a lot of time every day. And so I know I'm going to be doing it, but it's nice to have something that's saying, all right, focus on a particular thing today.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm a person of habit and I need something that's like also some guidelines and some structure. It's kind of like if I'm doing client work for someone and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this for 30 minutes and I use my timer. I'm much more like rigid versus if I'm just like, oh, I'm going to go down this rabbit hole. Like yesterday I did like 2 or 3 hours on working on a distant relative's Native American heritage. And I was like, I learned a lot about North Carolina Native Americans, but I didn't get anything done for my family. So having some structure was nice. So I appreciate it.
Good. I love that. Well, and sorry, keep thinking about that question, but I'm going to ask a further question. Would you guys in the future, would you guys like additions to the current plans, like making a About Me number 2 and Family Plan number 2, or would you like totally different spins? Like what would be more appealing to you guys as participants, do you think? I guess you can put the comments in the thing too if you don't want to comment, but I'm just curious because as we plan and move forward, I'd like to, you know, cater to what you guys think would be cool. Because as Sam's saying that, I'm like, oh, I didn't pull anything from any plan, and I had, I still did stuff every day. It was just I would just think of something off my head and just do it. That was kind of how I rolled. But listening to all of you guys, I'm like, oh, I want to do that plan. I want to do that plan. Like I'm going to be busy the whole interim trying to catch up because I want to try all those different whatevers. Lisa, do you have something?
Well, I was just going to say there's so much on each plan. Like there's no way you can do it all. So I think that a lot of that,
yeah,
not everyone would have been able to do everything.
Right, for sure. So do you think continuing and just adding about, like I saw a lot of nods, but I wasn't sure.
I think it would be nice to have like About Me too, and you know the different like I built my own plan, but I liked looking through the prompts for each day from each plan. Sometimes it prompted me to do something, and sometimes I went, I don't want to do any of that. I'll figure something out.
Okay.
But I think for people that have already done it, it'd be nice to have something fresh.
Yeah. Okay. No, I like that.
That's just
And-
my thinking.
I'm seeing lots of nods, so people agree.
I like the idea of like a part 2, but I also personally, like, I think the reason I didn't build my own was because like I liked having a graphic. I liked having not that I could touch it, but like I think y'all did a great job at the visuals, and I'm a very visual person, and like I want to be able to like I honestly, like, I looked at the About Me prompts initially, but I totally forgot what they were. So each day I would just scroll down and I would be surprised by the next prompt.
Oh.
And like that was kind of exciting. Like, oh, what's the prompt going to be for today? I don't know. And then I was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that, but I don't know to expect it. So I think having something visible for me was helpful. But I also would like to maybe try something different next time. So I don't know what I'll do.
Okay. No, I like all that feedback. I think that's really good feedback. Like really good. I think the plans turned out to be really amazing. So Lynn, go ahead.
Did we have a section that talked about our ancestors in context with history, what was happening in and around them? Because I know we did this as a class at BYU, and it was really interesting because I found out that my great grandfather was actually around the same town as one of the bushrangers here in Australia, and I didn't realize that they actually lived in the same town. So I thought maybe we can encourage people to look at the history of the where they're living and put their relatives in context with what was happening. It brings it a little bit more alive, and it brings history alive for people too.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that tool on Family Search. I don't know if it's called Homelands, but Where Am I From? You get that, and it just opens up so many things to discover. So I think that one's a really cool one. The kids and I recorded a YouTube video during the experiment of us looking at the pandemic, our relatives who lived in the pandemic. And so I love what you're saying, because just connecting world events and local events, which Family Search's Map My Ancestors can be useful for that too. So I really like that. And I'm sure it was on one of the plans somewhere. If I'm being honest, I didn't read all of the plans. I don't know what was on all of them. Camille would be able.
I don't know whether you've heard about Ned Kelly here in Australia.
Mm-mm.
Ned Kelly, he was a bushranger, and he stole gold from people. And my great-great-grandparents were gold diggers.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know whether they came across each other, but they were in the same area. So
that's fantastic. Okay, I have two kind of closing questions, and I know it's kind of been a while, so I don't want to keep you all night, but it's so fun hearing from you. So feel free to keep talking. I'll probably do what I've done in every other Zoom, and you can stay on as long as you want. Like, it's fine, but I don't want people to feel like they have to. But two kind of closing questions is, the first one is, this can be a raise your hand, but who did feel some version of an emotional lift from this experiment? Like, I know I did. Like, did anyone feel negative? You don't have to answer that, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I definitely did. I mean, just this connection from the Zoom meetings was powerful. If I hadn't done any family history, but I did that too. So, and then here's my real open one. I would love to hear, what do you know now that you didn't know before this experiment? Go ahead, Ramona.
When I was reading through the letter that Carl transcribed, not the letter, the history of our grandmother, I wrote a blog post, I think I wrote this before this project, about my grandmother's twin brother who died in the pandemic in the flu of 1918. And it was hard gathering what we knew about him, just talking to my cousin, and there's nobody from that first generation. My aunt was still alive at that time, but not able to share anything. And in that, I gathered what I could and wrote what I could. But then Carl, when I was looking at that history last night, there's a little more there in that history about my grandmother's brother who died then. And it was just interesting. It talked about, some of the people in the family said that a waitress in a restaurant saw him and knew he was sick and helped him get a room. But in this history, which came directly from my grandmother, it said what's the word they used? It's the, Carl, can you help?
It was the matron at the railroad station.
Yeah, the matron at the railroad station. And I didn't remember this, but Carl, somebody was telling me that they used to have the person in charge and then the matron, they slept at the railway stations. So they said the matron at the railway station noticed how sick he was, and I think she helped him get a room. And then they found he died. They found him dead on Christmas Day, 1918. So, but it was interesting just to get another little piece of that story from that history that I didn't know.
And today, Ramona mentioned to me another thought that I had never thought about. He was very sick. Had he come home, other members of our family may well have gotten the flu and died just like he did, and including my grandmother, who was his twin sister. And they were obviously very close, I'm sure, being twins. And so we might not be here today, at least in this form, had that happened. So that was an interesting thing that Ramona kind of pointed out to me today. So,
and actually, that was a cousin who said that when I shared the story with her. She was helping me. She said, if he'd gotten all the way home, we might not be here. And I thought, I never thought of that before.
Yeah. I had an interesting moment similar to that too. Lisa, did you have one?
Yeah. So my cousin wasn't participating in the experiment at all, but one day during the experiment, she posted on Facebook a picture of an isolation hospital that she had seen on a Facebook post of the Lethbridge Historical Society, which is near where she lives. Anyway, my aunt, I knew, had polio. And so she was saying, and in this article, in this post that this Lethbridge Historical Society had done, they were talking about the isolation hospital. I think because of COVID and Nurses Week and stuff, they decided to post something like that. And so my cousin posted on her Facebook about that and said it was nice to put a face to the name of the nurse that my aunt had always talked. Well, my mom, and my aunt just passed away a year ago. My mom, and I was really close to her. Anyway, my mom had rheumatic fever as a child. And I said to my husband, I wonder if she was in that same isolation hospital. But then I was looking up rheumatic fever on Google. And I said, no, she probably hospital. I never knew that. And so it was crazy. So then I went back to my cousin's post on Facebook and I downloaded the picture of my mom described what hospital she was in. They had 3 different pictures. They had 3 different isolation hospitals. And she described what the hospital was like when she was in it. So I downloaded the picture of that isolation hospital and wrote up a little thing that I put in memories. And then I also posted it for one of my things that day. But I mean, that wasn't anything I'd planned on doing for my 21 Connection Day thing that day. And it just happened to be something that popped up on my cousin's Facebook. It was the craziest thing. And now I learned something new about my mom.
Super cool. Anything else? I got asked that one in an interview and it took me a second to think of an answer. So some of you it might take a few minutes. My actual big learning thing was just how much cooler an experiment can be when you involve a lot of people. I just think it's cool when you bring people in where things can go. You have your own vision and then you bring other people in and their vision makes it even more amazing. And that's been kind of my experience, but anyone else? Okay. I don't want to force it, but thank you so much for coming today, you guys. This has been so much fun. This entire experiment has been so fun. I'm just I'm afraid of the letdown. So keep coming back, keep sharing your experiences, and keep connecting. And for sure, come back in October. But even in the meantime, stay connected. Like, we'll probably bring some additional interviews here and there. And, let us know. Keep bringing us your feedback. If you think there's something in the in-between that would make it really fun for you to keep connecting, let us know, like the Zooms. We always had about this size of people in the Zoom, so I didn't know if we should keep doing it or not. I didn't know if people wanted it, we'll do them once in a while in the interim. If you don't say anything, that's fine. But anything that you've really enjoyed from the experiment, let us know in any version of feedback in the comments here. Email us at hello@connections-experiment.com, and on any of the surveys on the website. So anyway, okay, feel free to exit. I will just keep sitting here and chatting with anyone who wants to keep chatting, but anyone who wants to go ahead. Don't feel like you have to stay. Thanks for coming though. Thank you for your feedback. Unless Tara has anything else you want to ask before people sign off, or Michelle or Lisa.
Give me that address again. Hello at what?
At connections-experiment.com. So it's the same as the website, connections-experiment.com, but it's just hello at that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I definitely want to make sure that's in the ending comment, and because Lynn just reminded everyone, don't forget to print off your completion certificate, because I forgot to say, yes, very good. Take a picture with it or with your swag when you get it and post it on our social media, and we're going to make a graduation video. Because that's what we do. We come up with things to use our time. Anyway, so yeah, for sure post those too, because that would be fun. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. And just remember those 3 things: continue to connect, continue to invite, and continue to stay connected with our community. And we'll continue to make it so you can keep having this experience keep going. So, all right. Anybody? Are we good?
I was going to